AA tournament in Great Falls last week, and boy, what a tournament that was.
And there's Wallace in your screen there. I understand she's got the national tournament this year for NAIA.
First time selected to referee at the national NAIA tournament. Quite an honor. And we're set to go with our tip-off tonight from the Civic Center. Glad you could join us throughout the state of Montana and on OmegaTVP.com if you're watching on the old computer tonight. West will jump up against Jill Feller, and the tip is controlled by the Lady Warriors of LC State. A great three-point shooting team, and they started off right there as Hazlett out of Superior, Montana bombs a three, and they did this last night. They got an early three and led throughout the entire game.
Well, and they're just unconscious with the three-pointer. They'll come down and put it up. They press nice. They get that up-tempo game, and nice job by Tate inside. She was on fire yesterday. First half, 16 points in the first half. Most of them three-pointers. She really led the Bulldogs.
She misses a couple there after a nice pass inside by Bobby Sir. So the Warriors from LC State on top now by 5 as the jumpers put in by Kendra West. West averaging almost 11 points a game for Coach Brian Orr in his second year as the head coach of the Warriors. And Coach Orr talked to us before the game, Joe, and talked about pressing the entire game.
Yeah, and they'll switch up defenses. They'll do a press, they'll do a trap, they'll come back in zone, they'll be in man sometimes. Yesterday's game, Western played Rocky Mountain. Rocky Mountain got up on them by 12, and Western was very much like they started in this one. They missed some outside shots. They had a lot of turnovers against the pressure, and then all of a sudden they just kicked it in and went on a 40-8 run and really blew out Rocky.
Lady Bulldog, the Lady Warriors down court. The offensive board put up not good. And Jill Feller there to pull down the rebound for Western Montana under Coach Kevin Englert. Feller, a good rebounder, one of the best in the Frontier Conference, averaging better than 8 boards a game. Inside it's Bobby Sir. Bobby Sir, a perennial all-star in the Frontier Conference. Carly Tate's shot not good. She's now gone 0 for 3 to start, so not the quick start that she had the other night.
Yeah, she was very confident. Three-point shot, very tight rotation. Everything seemed to work very well for Carly in the game against Rocky Mountain.
So a patient Jessica Foote now handling the basketball. 4-0 our score, as that first basket by Hazlett was called just a two-pointer. Now the long three-pointer, in and out, not good. The ball tipped around. Foote battles for it, but Carly Tate's there, and she's going to be fouled. I think this one's going to go on Kendra West. That'll be her first, and the first Warrior team foul. There you see Brian Orr in his second season. Former assistant coach at Montana State, was going to be the head coach at the University of Great Falls, then was hired at Montana State by Frank McCarthy and has done a great job replacing Mike DeVilbiss at Lewis Clark State.
Now something to watch for, something he mentioned to us beforehand, is the elevation here is quite a bit different than for LC and Lewiston. They're about 700 feet, they're about 6,000 feet here in Butte, Montana, so a little difficult for them later on in the game.
Bobby Sir handling the ball up front. She turns it over, the first turnover of the ball game for the Lady Bulldogs. And the long three-point bomb is going to be short. This time that was put up by Kyla Harris. It goes out of bounds. And it'll stay with LC State. Brian Orr now coaching things up. A better crowd on hand tonight than there was here last night at the Butte Civic Center. So you had a chance to watch those ball games.
Yeah, they were really blowouts. Teams just kind of caught fire. And one reason Jessica Foote was a reason that Lewis Clark was so good last night with the perimeter shots. It seemed to open up the inside game for Kendra West as the game progressed.
And the Warriors have jumped out to a 7-0 lead. Another turnover for the Bulldogs of Western Montana. Down court quickly. Here comes Jessica Foote, and is stopped short in her tracks by Bobby Sir. They swing it right side. Alicia Hazlett. She's out of Superior, Montana. I think she's got some Butte.
Grandfather from Butte, Montana. Everywhere you go, it's Butte, Montana. Everybody's from Butte.
Or they say they are. It's a great place to be from, right, Joe?
That's right.
Inside, Jill Feller. She's going to go off the glass. Not good. A good-looking pass by Epler. You know, Epler leads the nation in assists, averaging better than 5.3 a game.
Boy, Western's had some great looks. They've had looks from the perimeter. They've had looks inside, just not connecting on them.
Foote is picked up by Dickerson, the senior guard out of Auburn, Washington. Foote goes down, has it stripped away, and Carly Tate there to get the ball for Kevin Englert's Lady Bulldogs. Epler, the Helena product, is going to be fouled and should go to the line to shoot a pair.
Epler very good at drawing fouls, one of the leading free throw attempts persons in the conference, and this is why. She's just got a strong body. She's able to use that body to protect the basketball and get to the line quite often.
Amy Sim gets the personal foul, her first, team second, and at the line is Epler. The freshman's first free throw bounces around and falls off. So the goose egg still on the board for Western Montana College. Epler on the season, 74% free throw shooter. And her second free throw also not good. So a cold start here for the Lady Bulldogs as they trail 7-0 to a very explosive LC State team. Pass intended inside for Kendra West, a turnover, #1 for the Warriors. And they'll give it back to the Lady Bulldogs. And again, Joe, full court pressure.
2-2-1 full court pressure, more of a token pressure, just looking to maybe make a little bit of a mistake out there, unforced.
Epler very patient, gets it to Bobby Sir, now to Carly Tate. And the Lady Bulldogs will set the offense out of the University of Montana Western. Tate to Epler. She'll fire up a three-pointer. It's short. The rebound pulled down by Bobby Sir. Up and under, not good, but she'll go to the line to shoot a pair.
First time Bobby Sir's actually got a chance to square up to the basket, and Western Montana's going to have any success in this game. This lady's got to be a part of it. Great rebound here by Bobby Sir. Very efficient player on the floor. Last year's MVP. The year before that, she was the MVP. Technical foul on the floor.
That's a technical foul on Brian Orr. He's got to be careful because 2 and he's gone. His assistant, Breanne Kotwitz, who just had her jersey retired at LC State, former great player at All-America guard out of Bozeman, Montana. There you see Brian Orr. I think it'd be safe to say he's not happy with the call.
Wow, did his face get red there?
And he wasn't happy. He just kind of went off.
And he sends the best free throw shooter to the line to shoot the technicals, 84% for the season. Bobby Sure, everything. She leads the league in steals, field goal percentage. She's 66%, Bruce, from the field. She's second in scoring. She's, what else she got there? She's first in rebounding. She's everything.
She's got a chance to be the MVP, and Joe will announce that at halftime.
That's right. She was an All-American last year, second team All-American. Doesn't dribble when she shoots her foul shots, just catches it. Works for her.
Is that where catch and releases come from?
I don't know. I thought that was something with the fishing game. And
she makes 4 in a row, so the 7-0 lead has been cut to 7-4. And we're going to take a break. So the PPL Montana scoreboard has LC State leading the University of Montana Western 7-4. Back with more from the Butte Civic Center in the Frontier Championship.
Hey, has anybody shown you kids the proper way to shoot a basketball? It's all about beats. Got to have balance, elbow in, eyes on the target, and follow through. Hey, let's see what we got here.
Hey, thanks, mister. What are you, some kind of coach?
No, but I did stay at a Holiday Inn Express last night.
Stay smart in Montana. There's a Holiday Inn Express near where you want to be.
Spinach, carrots, greens, that's our dad, Kelly. And those keep you healthy and strong. And Spanish.
Meatballs and mini spaghetti and meatballs. Mom and Dad, when you're shopping the Chef Boyardee section, don't forget the kids or the grandkids. Don't forget the Chef Boyardee mini bites. And LC State will have the basketball and the lead at 7-4 after the 4 free throws by Bobby Sure. And there's good defensive pressure. Carly Tate, nice job. The turnover is #2 on the Warriors.
That's something Western Montana has really lacked here in the first 5 minutes of the first half. Not a lot of foot movement, not a lot of defensive energy. Sometimes that gets things going for you, get some easy scores. It's going to be tough for them to score from the perimeter unless they really buck up here on the shooting here, Bruce.
And as Ron Davis pointed out, they gave the Lady Bulldogs some momentum. There's Jill Feller, the 6'3 transfer. Inside, Bobby Sure. She has all 6. And the Lady Bulldogs have scored 6 straight.
And the first field goal for Western, they were 0 for 6 prior to that.
Took them almost 5 minutes to get their first field goal. Jump shot short. And the rebound is pulled down by Kendra West. Nice job in the offensive boards by West. Foote, dangerous three-point shooter. Inside the jumper is not good by West, and the rebound, Bobby Scher. And Western has a chance to take the lead. Epler to Feller. Nice look inside. Feller takes the dribble, puts it up, not good. Maybe an unwise dribble.
Yeah, it looked like she could have just caught and went up last night watching Jill. She was very smooth with just receiving the pass and taking it up to the rim.
And the turnover there will give the basketball back to Western. And we take a look at it here. Just good defensive pressure. Carly Tate with some help from Dickerson, and the ball's going to go back to Western.
Kind of unaccustomed right there. LC, one of the better teams that taking care of the basketball. Just 14 turnovers throughout the season a game.
Bobby Scher misses badly, and the rebound pulled down by Jessica Foote. And the Lady Warriors have the basketball and the lead.
Not something you say very often. Bobby Scher misses badly, 66% from the field.
She does it all for Coach Kevin Englund in his 7th season at Western, and his 8th season won't be as much fun with Bobby graduating. West at the free throw line. She's going to be hacked. I think that one's going to go against Epler.
We got a special guest here in the booth. We're going to get a little bit of expert commentary tonight. Melissa Joyritter, right?
That's right. Yeah, that's right.
Melissa was one of the great players from Montana Tech this year, had some games in the 30s. Tell us a little bit about both these clubs. I know you've had some pretty good battles this year.
Yeah, we played LC real tough, and we've also played Western tough our last meeting with them. And coming out in the very first couple of minutes, LC came out real strong and tough, so I think it's going to be a good matchup.
What's the toughest thing when you're playing against Western Montana that you really got to deal with out there?
We concentrate a lot on Bobby Scher. Of course, Bobby Scher, you know, she's one of the national leading scorers. That's one of our main focuses when we play against Western is Bobby Scher.
They got so much size with Feller inside, too. Then they can also shoot the three-pointer. We saw Carly Tate and Epler last night with them.
Yeah, they can. Every player on their team, on the bench, coming in off the bench, they got Jill Feller. Jen Roberts that also comes out off the bench that replaces Feller real well. Everybody that comes off the bench plays real well for them.
Lee Flakemeyer has checked in for Kevin Englund from Lady Bulldogs, 5'7" senior big timber. A turnover, number 3 against the Lady Bulldogs of Western.
Turnovers a key anytime you play against Western Montana. They'll turn it over. They 20 times throughout the season. Did you guys see that when you played against them with the Diggers?
Yeah, we forced a couple turnovers on them. We ran a 13 press on them, and that gave them a little bit of trouble to get us back into the game. What you got to do, just like right there, once you get a turnover, you got to be able to convert on the basket.
When you played against LC, they were really tight ball games both times. What did you guys have success with when you played against the Warriors?
Our guards did an awesome job of shutting down the three-point shooters. They didn't get many three-point shots off. Last night, LC shot 13 three-pointers, and when we played them, they didn't shoot that well against us.
And Jessica Foote has one bounced over the top of the backboard and out of bounds. She's going to be replaced in the lineup. Alicia Hazlett back in, replacing Foote. So again, full court pressure. Put up by the Warriors of Lewis Clark State out of Lewiston, Idaho. A team that's joined the Frontier a number of years ago and has been a power ever since they came in. And that's going to be a foul. I think that one's going to go against Amy Sim, and that should be her second.
Just getting there a little bit too late this time is Amy Sim, and knocks Roberts to the floor pretty hard. Now, Melissa, this last season, you really turned up your game. What was the big difference for you?
Our guards did an awesome job. I have to give a lot of my credit to the guards. They got they hit a couple outside shots in a lot of the games, and that made the defense pull out on them, and it opened things up on the inside a lot. I have to give a lot of the credit to the guards.
And a lot of off-season work too, right?
Yeah. I worked a lot on the off-season with Deanne Johnson, Chris Mowat, and John Thatcher helped me out quite a bit this summer too.
Stop wearing socks.
Yeah.
Why doesn't that man own any socks? Every time I see him, he's sockless.
I don't know. I've never seen him wear any. I don't know.
Jennifer Roberts at the line. She misses the first. The personal foul was charged, I believe, to Amy Sim. There you see now the three-person broadcast crew.
That's right. We brought Melissa in, and you've done a great job, Melissa Joy. Thanks for stopping
right.
and giving us some insight on the championship game here. And good luck next year with Lady Dix.
Thank you very much.
And stick around. We're going to introduce the all-conference team at halftime.
All right.
Fill you in.
All right, thanks.
Outstanding Frontier Conference player from the Lady Ore Diggers of Montana Tech, Melissa Ritter. Good player and does a nice job here on the interview. So it's 7 straight now for the Lady Bulldogs, and that's going to be a travel. That one's going to be charged to Hillary Taylor, and that is turnover number 4 on the Lady Bulldogs of Western. Good to see you back, Joe.
That's right. I wasn't too far away from you. You're always complaining that I'm sitting too close to you.
Well, you know, when you sit on my lap and there's a chair right next to me, and I'm a little worried about that sometimes.
You got a very large lap.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And with the basketball, the Lady Warriors, a great look inside. That one goes to Amy Flagg, and her shot is up and good. Amy Flagg out of Missoula. And also, she's a 2-sport athlete for the Lady Warriors, also an outstanding volleyball player.
Well, Amy brings that great inside game that really Lewis Clark does not have.
They'd scored 7 straight, then the Lady Bulldogs had scored 7 straight. And Lee Plagemeyer changes that all around as she gives Western their first lead of the ball game with a 3-pointer. Lee Plagemeyer, who sprained her ankle last night. You'll see some heavy taping on that ankle, but she hits the 3 there. That's going to be a blocking foul.
Amy Flaggs came into this game with a mission, Bruce. She's going to take people right to the rack, make sure she can get herself to the free throw line.
Kyla Harris gets the personal foul. We'll take a timeout. The PPL Montana scoreboard has the Lady Bulldogs of Montana Western on top over the LC State Warriors by 1. Western their first lead of the ball game. It's been not a great shooting first half.
It has not. 2 of 10 for Western. That was only their second field goal right there. Sure had one inside. LC 4 of 14. That's 28% for LC. 20% is LC collects inside. 20% for Western.
Kyla Harris gives her team back the lead as she scores off the glass inside. And the seesaw action continues as Dickerson brings the ball into the front court for the Lady Bulldogs. Bobby Sir up off the glass is good. She is so tough, Joe. She manufactures shots.
I don't know where she shoots them from the hip. She brings them from everywhere. What she does is she makes them. When she puts that thing in, it's got a very good chance of it finding the bottom. Nice screen out by the Bulldogs that time.
As Plagemeyer screened out Alicia Hazlett. Western now with the 1-point lead inside Roberts. Sir almost lost it. Now she does. 6 turnovers, uncharacteristic for the Lady Bulldogs.
Well, they're a very veteran team. As a senior group with Sure out there and Dickerson and the other seniors on the floor, Tate, they've won 104 games.
You know, that is a lot of wins. Kevin Englert, the team that's taken his team to the Nationals 3 years in a row, will go for the 4th time. Long 3-point jumper, bounces around, bounces and falls through. That was Hazlett getting her 5th point, that one from 3-point range, and the lead now is 2 for Lewis Clark State.
You guys are talking about how it's uncharacteristic for Western. It's uncharacteristic.
Having a little trouble with Ron's mic. We'll try to get that thing worked up. Inside, they try to get the ball to Hillary Taylor, and they lose it. 6-7 turnovers now for Montana Western. And slowly into the front court. Valle, nice up and under move, and I think she's going to be called for the travel. And that's turnover number 7.
Sure, making things happen with shots. She's doing the same thing on the passes, and the other girls on the team aren't always ready for them. A couple of times she's had beautiful passes down underneath, wraparounds, things like that. But, you know, you never know where the ball is coming from, and Bobby Sure's throwing it to you.
You
always got to be ready.
You better be heads up there. You might get smacked right in the noggin with that ball.
Bloody nose.
Dickerson now will come into the front court as she dribbles against Jessica Foote, who's come back in for Brian Orr's squad.
With this 2-2-1, there's a three-pointer by Matter, and she was huge last night, nailing threes for Western, scoring off the bench, Matter and Flagmeyer. But something that's really strong for LC with that the full-court pressure is by the time they get across the half court, the Bulldogs only have 19 seconds left to run their set and get going.
Inside flag misses. The rebound pulled down by Shanta Coleman. Coleman, a good rebounder.
And a very good offensive rebounding team. Number 1 in the conference is Lewis Clark ladies. The Lady Warriors hit the boards pretty tough.
Jill Feller gets the personal foul. That's her first and the team's third. Foote now lost the basketball out of it, just dropped the basketball. And the turnover is number 7 for the Warriors of LC State. Lewis Clark came into tonight's ballgame 23-8 overall. They were 11-3 to finish second in the Frontier standings, currently ranked number 22 nationally. Against full court pressure there, Bobby Scher is going to dribble it across into the front court.
She can do it all. Very good ball handler.
Dickerson now will set the offense for the Lady Bulldogs. Bounces it inside to Bobby Scher. Her shot in and out now, oh good. Feller had it, lost it. Dickerson has it, and now Carly Tate ends up with it, and a new shot clock of 30 seconds. No one expected this one to be more than 4 or 5 points when it's over, as Feller now will turn around on the in the key. Her shot not good, it goes out of bounds, and it's going to be LC State's basketball.
Both teams to me seem a little bit drained emotionally out there. It doesn't seem like a championship game for either one of them.
Well, we've seen some great ones between these two teams. It was overtime last year. 3 years ago, Joe, it was a half-court shot. I think Ron Davis had the call in that one, along with our friend from Missoula.
Hit the 3 at half court. It was a big, big shot, and it sunk LC State's perfect season, and they both went on to the next summit. Last year, Western was in the Elite 8. This year, they're looking to make it to the Final Four. They really have some great ideas going.
We'll take a break, 7:59 left. The lead is 1 for the Lady Bulldogs back from the Civic Center with Frontier Championship action. Their support of Omega. And here we see some action on the court. A three-pointer this time will be by Lewis Clark State.
Hazlett with the great penetration and kick out from Valle. It's just something that Lewis Clark does very well, and they'll continue to do throughout the game.
And Hazlett shoots 41% from three-point range. Outstanding shooter from long range. A number of these Lady Warriors from LC State. Dickerson now handling the action out front, and she is pestered by Jessica Foote. Drops the ball and now comes back with it. Shot clock down to 9 seconds. They look for Bobby Scher. Inside, good spin move by Scher, and she gets 2 more. She's in double figures with 10.
Both teams have picked their shooting up here as we've gone on, Bruce, and I think this one will get more explosive. LC shooting 35%. 30%, a big score inside by West. 30% being shot right now by the Lady Bulldogs.
And that's a great job of penetration by Coleman, Joe. As we watch this, she makes it all happen as she gets the ball inside.
Great dish inside off the penetration, the drive and the dish.
So that's 4 points now for Kendra West. Her first time at the line tonight, 57% on the season. She pounds that one off the back of the glass, and the rebound pulled down by Bobby Scher. That three-point lead was Western's biggest of the ballgame, now down to 1. Don't forget, we'll have championship men's action in the Frontier Conference Saturday night. Joe and I and Ron will be here from the Butte Civic Center. That proves to be an outstanding tournament.
That could really end up in anybody's trophy case this year.
Another great pass inside, not handled. And Carly Tate comes up with the steal. Both teams now with 8 turnovers in the ballgame.
Carly's brother is the assistant coach at Montana Tech. He'll be in that tournament. Chase Tate. Chase told me he scored 18 points in one high school game. His sister almost beat him in one half.
That three-pointer by Carly Tate's an air ball. And LC State will have the basketball down court quickly, and that's Hazlett. Cross-court pass to Foote. She'll fire the three, and it's short off the front of the iron. And a nice job saving the basketball there by West. Inside, Kendra West will dish it back out. This long three in and out, not good by Kyla Harris.
Western just not moving their feet defensively, not boxing out, getting out hustled out there tonight.
Look a little bit tired. Had some great talks with both head coaches before the game. 2 outstanding coaches, Joe, and very nice guys to deal with. Bobby Sure with the rebound on the short shot by LC State. And here comes Dickerson. Dickerson's that prototypical point guard. She had her eyes up, looking all the way down court, all the way down.
Wonderful player. Also has the ability to shoot from three. Western Montana, a lot of unforced turnovers tonight. Bobby Sure, you can see she's frustrated with her team right now.
Roberts comes back in along with Epler. Feller out. And Bobby Sure, no, she's going to stay in the ball game. She looks a little tired this evening.
Coach England will keep her out there even when she is tired. I've noticed that throughout the season. Tough to take an All-American off the floor.
It is. Coleman now gets it to the baseline to Hazlett, who's picked up by Epler. As we mentioned, Epler leads the nation in assists. That's going to be called on Bobby Sure, pushing off underneath, and that'll be her first personal foul.
Career at Western. Her younger sister has now signed with the Bulldogs, and Billy's going to be joining the squad. Her sister Jerry already finished, so it's been a sure thing down at Western.
And Jerry could have played another year. She did get her degree, and she was accepted to grad school at Washington State, and she's there now getting her master's. Inside, it's Amy Flagg off the glass. Not good. Bobby Sure with the rebound. It's 1-on-4. Dickerson will slow things up and set the offense. Bobby Sure tries to force it inside to Roberts, and it's stolen away.
Sorry, Bruce, go ahead.
Down court, it's going to be knocked around out of bounds, and it'll stay in the hands of the Warriors.
One thing about Bobby Sure is a lot of people told me she don't work hard. She's never, you know, out there hustling or diving or anything. She blocks all these shots. She gets all these steals. She's just efficient. Look at her moving right there. She'll find it. Somehow or another, she ends up with that basketball.
Hazlett misses, and Kendra West gets the rebound basket. She has 6. And the lead back to the Lady Warriors of LC State. Epler with the basketball as we near the 4.5-minute mark here in the first half. Epler will fire the 3, and she knocks it down. Shyla Epler, her first points of the ball game, and the lead back to 2 for the Lady Bulldogs. Foot now against Dickerson, trying to get the ball inside. Most of the Warriors' success, Joe, has come from the outside.
It really will as Shanta Coleman nails a three-pointer. All five players can shoot that 3. They bring people in off the bench who can shoot that 3. They extend you so much, Bruce, that it really is difficult to get to all the shooters.
Each team now with 3 three-pointers in the first half. They're not going to let Epler have a free shot this time. She goes off the glass, and it's not good. And Flagg got the rebound off to Coleman. Coleman does a good job of penetrating. Hazlett now will go off the glass. Bobby Sure there again. Boy, she's always right there for the rebound.
She got a great nose for the ball, very efficient. And I wouldn't want to get her mad.
Epler to Dickerson. The lead is 1 for the Warriors of LC State. Epler dishes inside, and it's kicked out of bounds. It'll stay with Lewis Clark State, but not before we take a break. 3:24 left here in the first half of the PPL Montana scoreboard. The Warriors on top by 1.
The pressure in this game has really been a factor. One, it's forced Western Montana to really get into the shot clock. Look how long this has taken them. They're about 7 seconds, 8 seconds. They finally get it up. When they do get into it, there's a foul committed there, but most times when they've been getting into it, it's a 30-second shot clock in women's basketball, and that's usually down about 20, 19, and so it's taken them quite a while, so they can't really get into their sets like they'd like to against that zone.
Epler now with the shot clock under 10. Inside, Bobby Sure back to Tate. Tate can't handle it.
11th turnover for Western Montana, very uncharacteristic.
That's kind of what Ron Davis was talking about a couple minutes ago, is that a lot of times people aren't ready for Bobby Sure's passes. And that's indicated by the 11 turnovers in this one. Harris backing out of Coleman. Coleman inside, up off the glass, not good. Ball tipped around. Bobby Sure is going to come down with the rebound. I'll be curious to see her rebound totals at halftime. She's been everywhere tonight. Sure now, picked up by Coleman. Coleman, the best defensive player for Coach Brian Orr's Warrior basketball team. Epler thought about the jumper, now drives in and go off the glass, not good. And the rebound pulled down by Jessica Foote.
Bulldogs have no confidence from the perimeter right now, not willing to put the ball up in the air. You can see the hesitation that time by Epler.
Inside, off the glass, and good. That one was by Kyla Harris. She has 4, and the lead is 3 now for Brian Orr's squad. Dickerson. Epler down the baseline, a good place to get trapped. She swings it out. Now Dickerson will fire to the 3. In and out, not good. It was right there, and this foul's going to go on Shyla Epler.
Real crucial part of the game right now, guys. You got a 3-point lead for LC, and you're forcing some long perimeter shots, not getting anything inside. The Bulldogs are struggling, and now they're committing some personal fouls. LC could make a run here in the last 2 minutes with some great mo going into half.
People underneath. Bobby Scher's been open outside. Coleman's dropping back and helping out weak side. They've got to get Bobby Scher shooting outside. That's where she actually has a great 3-point shot, but they haven't been getting her the ball out there.
Yeah, she can shoot it from anywhere on the court run. That's a good point, and she is open if they kick it back out. Foote now swings it right side to Coleman. Out top, the ball goes to Kopflesh, and the shot up and good by Harris. She has 6, and the lead now is 5. 6 straight points for the Warriors of LC State.
In 19 seconds, and now Western finally gets to, well, now we're at 17 seconds before they get into a set. When you're going against a zone, sometimes you need a little longer than that.
Plagemeyer fires up the 3. It's not good. She already has 1 tonight. Pass knocked around. Coming up with it was Hillary Taylor. Inside, it's Bobby Scher against Coleman, off the glass and good. That was strength there for Bobby Scher, as she has 12. 12 of the 22 points for Western Montana. Foote now goes left side. They shoot the long shot, the 3-pointer, not good by Kayla Harris. And Scher has not been out of the ball game. And Kevin Englund saw that she was really tired, and takes a 30. We're going to keep things right here.
He's got 47 seconds to go till half. He's got 25 on the shot clock. Probably going to set up a special play for someone on the floor, something that teams work on quite often, but not the half I think anybody expected to see, from the coaches to the fans to even the players.
Ron Davis will talk with both coaches at halftime. 47 seconds left. There you see Brian Orr and his squad, Kevin Englund and his. Kevin Englund in his 7th year will go back to the national tournament for the 4th straight year. You know, some guys never make it, and he's going 4 years in a row.
Kevin's done a wonderful job at Western, a terrific recruiter. Keeps people happy when they get there, too. He's got a lot of good players on this team, and to keep the chemistry and how well they share the ball as they have all season has been spectacular as a coach.
Bobby Scher now goes off to Roberts. Dickerson goes cross court to Hillary Taylor. Or that's Plagemeyer, excuse me. Dickerson back to Plagemeyer. Playing catch with the basketball. Shot clock at 8. And it's going to go out of bounds off the hand of Dickerson. Turnover number 12 on Western.
That's one of the pluses for the Warriors. They change defenses so often now with 28-2, 30-second shot clock off, so they could play for the last shot of the half, but they came out in a trapping defense that time. Both guards tried to trap right away, and as Ron Davis had pointed out to us at a timeout, it seems like Dickerson is picking up her dribble quite a bit. Maybe LC's noticed that as a weakness, and they're starting to prey on that some.
Well, they are. They're trapping as soon as she picks it up. Coleman now with the basketball. The shot clock's out. It's turned off. They can play for 1. Hazlett out near the timeline, gets it back to Jessica Foote. Under 10 seconds left here in the first half. Coleman drives in, puts it up and scores it, and a foul's going to be called. They're going to say no basket. It's going to be called a charge. Coleman not happy about that one. Her first.
Coming right into your living room here. Just a super job by Roberts of holding her ground.
They're going to throw the ball up half court to Roberts. Roberts just throws it into the hands of Kyla Harris with a 13th turnover, and we've come to halftime. We're going to find Ron Davis as he's going to have Kevin Englund before Kevin gets in the locker room. Let's go down to Ron Davis.
Well, thank you very much, fellas. And Kevin, a tough first half of basketball. It just seems like the team couldn't get it together and get started up here.
Yeah, LC zone is really giving us problems. You know, we're not attacking the gaps very well, and we're not making good decisions. We're forcing the ball. when we shouldn't be passing it and passing up open shots. And so we have some things to talk about at halftime, but our defense, fortunately, is keeping us in the game, but we just got to find a way to loosen up offensively and hopefully make some shots in the second half.
Coach, it seems like every time down the floor, you're not even getting into your offense until about 19 seconds on the shot clock. That little half-court pressure they're putting on is taking your time away.
Yeah, it's kind of a token half-court press, and we're just not, like I said, not attacking and taking too much time, and then we do get into the half-court. You know, we're just not getting into our offense, so we got to attack a little bit more and just get more aggressive and take what the defense gives us. And like I said, you got to make shots against the zone, and so far the first half we haven't. So hopefully we can get things going in the second half.
Well, good luck to you, Coach, and have fun in the locker room.
Okay, thanks, Ron.
All righty, there you go. You heard from Coach England. He's ready to get after it. He knows, Joe, their offense isn't getting in. We'll be back. We're at the half here. The Frontier Conference ladies.
Let's go down courtside now to Rockin' Ron Davis.
It's nice to have you along courtside. But we're having problems here. There we go. Turn the switch on, dummy. Hey, everybody, courtside here. Ron Davis with another Ron Kennison, Sweet Kennison, Commissioner of the Frontier Conference at Frontier Conference Tournament back at the Butte Civic Center. It's been good for you.
Yeah, it really is good for us. This is a great place to have it, and all of the schools are really happy with the facility and also happy with what's happened with the tournament the past 2 years. We're a little different this year because of the women's tournament has to be over by today, and they will start their national tournament the 18th. And all facts of the tournament, the women's tournament has to be in to the NAIA.
What was the reason behind that, Sweet?
Well, the tournament itself for the women is 2 weeks earlier than the men than was last year, and they were close enough last year where we could hold both of them together, and they could make the qualifying for the time for their tournaments to be over with last year. This year they changed the dates on us, and so we can't do that.
Now, as you get ready to finish the women's tournament here, then the men's tournament gets underway here at the Butte Civic Center on Thursday night. All 8 teams will come into the Civic Center in a single elimination tournament.
That's right. We'll play 4 games Thursday, starting at 12. The first game and the second game at 2. Then we'll have a second session starting at 6 at 8. And of course, 1 versus 8, 2 versus 7, 3 versus 6, and 4 versus 5 for a single elimination on Thursday.
And then it goes through Friday, and finally we end up Saturday night here on Omega as well with the Frontier Men's Championship game. The number 1 and number 2, whoever's left, comes in here. It should be a dandy.
That's right, and we've got some great men's teams, you know. Carroll and Lewis and Clark and Westminster have all been ranked this year, and they could possibly get a berth in the national tournament if they're ranked in the top 16.
And really, it's anybody's tournament in the men's tournament. I mean, everybody out there has pretty much won this year, and anybody can win this.
Yeah, an automatic berth goes to the winner of our tournament. A few years back, we had to play in a regional because we didn't have enough teams in our conference.
And now you do with Lewis and Clark, and Westminster makes it easy.
Yeah, right. And of course, they like that, and we like that too.
All righty, well, there you have it, Sweet Kennison, Frontier Conference Commissioner. When we come back, we're going to unveil the ladies' Frontier Conference all-conference team and the MVP with Bruce Parker and Joe McClafferty when we come back on Omega.
First, but, you know, I just thought we were a little stagnant.
And I'm sure they'll do the same all across Montana and Wyoming. That's First Interstate Bank. Let's go down courtside now to Ron Davis and Coach Brian Orr.
Well, thank you, guys. I'm here with Coach Brian Orr, and Coach, tough first half. Both teams playing very physical, really getting after it hard.
Yeah, I thought both teams defended pretty well. You know, we didn't shoot the ball well. Neither did they. Bobby had a great first half. We can't let her have a second half like that first. But, you know, I just thought we were a little stagnant offensively, over-dribbling, not moving the ball, and not really attacking. So we want to change the tempo of the game in terms of our transition and then swing the ball a little bit more.
Now, your outside shooting has brought you here all year long. You guys have been just draining them from outside. You looking to stay out there, or you're trying to find it inside?
Well, you got to go with your strengths. You know, I thought we had, you know, the last 5 minutes, we went inside, and we're always trying to have a balance inside-outside attack. It's not like we're always looking to go shoot the 3, but, you know, hopefully we can get some to fall for us. But we really want to push the ball, and I tried to free their minds up a little bit because I thought we were a little hesitant in pulling the trigger from behind the arc. So, you know, hopefully this half we get some shots to fall. And then, hey, one thing we got to get back on defense, and we really got to stop them. We can't let them get on the offensive boards, and we want to cut down on fouls. So.
Your defense seems to be working, though. Your half-court or your full-court pressure is keeping them from getting into their offense till about 19, 18 seconds. It seems to be working well.
You know, that's the goal. You know, we want to force mistakes, and we want to disrupt their flow and their tempo. We're not really trying to get a lot of steals out of it. Of course, we'll always take them if they come, but yeah, that's the two goals with it. You know, control tempo, force mistakes, and then try to stay on the aggressive with it. You know what? I think one thing's when you get back and you sit back in your zone, and with these two post players, we almost have to. You know, to extend out on those two, it just gets too scary because they can both put big numbers up.
Well, Coach, good luck to you in the second half. Thanks for stopping and talking to us.
Thanks a lot.
All right, there you go. Have it, Coach Brian Orr, the Lady Warriors, ready to come out, and they're going to be physical, fellas.
Thanks a lot, Ron, and we're back at halftime. And we're going to talk now about the honor team, the all-conference team for the Frontier Conference, as given to us by Commissioner Ron Sweet Kinnison. And a lot of people on this team aren't a surprise because they've been on it before, Joe.
Yeah, they really are. Bobby Scher, one of the great players in the conference, is just a fantastic, as we've seen what she had, 12 points and 9 rebounds here in the first half. Someone that has really stepped in the conference for Westminster, Rebecca Steenblick, and really dominated the conference. The leading scorer in the conference this year at 22 a clip is on that team.
Alicia Hayden from Rocky Mountain College, who lost here last night. Anna Bateman from MSU Northern. Jessica Foote and Kyla Harris, both from LC State, the Lady Warriors. Jill Feller from UM Western. Melissa Ritter, who we talked tonight, makes the all-conference team again. And Carla Ray and Tara Zawani from Jim Gross's Carroll College team. And that's our honor team for this year. And some good names on the honorable mention squad.
Some very good names on the honorable mention. A lot of them could be up there higher. Carly Tate, Shanta Coleman, two players we're seeing tonight showing their wares in this tournament. They've been very good. When you look down at Tricia Slaughter, a senior and really a leader for Montana Tech, you got to feel very good for her. And also the way she led her team and the way her team and her program has really started to become more competitive here in the Frontier Conference.
And the Coach of the Year, Kevin Englund from the University of Montana Western. The Player of the Year, no surprise.
Bobby Scher, 3 times in a row she's been the Player of the Year in this conference. Boy, these coaches are just going to be so happy when she gets out of there and graduates and moves on to the NBA.
And Kevin Englund might not be very happy. NBA, I'm with you.
Just seeing if you're listening.
I got you, man. We're going to come back and look at our first half stats and have much more from the Civic Center in Butte with the LC State Warriors on top over the University of Montana Western by 3. Stay drug, convenient, and wilderness stores throughout Montana and the Northwest. That's Chef Boyardee. And we're set to go with our second half. The Bulldogs of Western, the Lady Bulldogs, trailing by 3. The number 1 seed, the 10th ranked team in the country, Joe. And they didn't shoot it well at all in that first half.
Now, man-to-man defense right now comes out by the Lady Warriors. Little kick ball, and they'll reset the shot clock and everything at the 1947 mark, just getting going. See, LC change defense up in this game quite often, and I look for the same in the second half.
Epler now will play the ball in. Epler joined by Bobby Scher, Jill Feller, and they turn it over. Turnover number 14 on Western. Shanta Coleman all the way down court, off the glass, not good, but she'll shoot free throws. And I think that's what Brian Orr wants. They want her to take it to the basket.
Definitely. You want to get to the basket. And LC is actually a three-point shooting team, but they're not doing it from the three-point line tonight. Western staying into this game with some three-pointers, but LC 3 of 12. When you take a look at the rebounding, it's about even. The big turnover difference there for Western Montana has hurt them, and I think they've just been tentative, Bruce. They haven't attacked the basket, and what Shanta Coleman did right there is what Western Montana needs to do if they want to be successful. Try to get that ball as close as they can and draw a defender and make a kick.
Shanta Coleman now with 5. And the lead is the largest of the ball game for the, no it isn't, I believe they were up 7-0 to start the game. They're up now by 5, are the Lady Warriors of LC State.
Here's that zone defense. They extend so well. They're very active in it. The Lady Warriors, they'll trap in the corners. Nice cut.
Inside off the glass, bounces around, not good. Bobby Scher fights for it. And there's a tie-up with Scher and Coleman. The ball belongs to the Lady Warriors. In the first half, Bobby Scher, a double-double, 12 points, 10 rebounds.
That's a great way to start out, and you get a cut here, and just tough luck for Carly Tate tonight. She's had some just roll off the lip.
Foote now, quickly down court, goes off baseline. That's West, and her baseline jumper is good. Denver West has 8.
LC really seems like a confident team here to start the second half.
The coming out with a basket and 2 free throws. Jill Feller now to Tate against the full court press.
First time Western ever flashed someone to the middle in this one. They flashed it, they got up, but still, it's 14 seconds, and they're just starting their offense against that zone.
Cross court, Carly Tate, she'll set for the long 3-pointer. It's not good. Rebound, Bobby Scher kicked out of her hands, and there'll be a fight in the jump ball, and that one will go to Western. Neither team seemed real worried at halftime. The coaches seemed to know that their teams didn't shoot it well, and they need to make some adjustments at halftime.
Ron, do you think that might be the fact that both of the teams are probably going to be going to the national tournament? This might not mean anything?
You know, he understood his team wasn't playing well on offense. They weren't moving well, and they were getting the ball in late on the. But it just didn't seem to upset him at all. I think this is more of a scrimmage game. But you know, your seeding in that national tournament is important, and a win here gives you that good seeding, and that's the most important part of it.
Dickerson's 3 is not good. Carly Tate with a rebound, and Coleman picks up 2 quick fouls. She now has 3.
You know, and on that same note, you turn around to Brian Orr, and he's wound up tight. I mean, he's tight as a drum, and he knows his team's playing great defense, but he thinks his offense has to go back outside the arc. You wouldn't think that would be something he'd want to do. He's been successful inside.
Elpida Valle back in for Brian Orr's squad. She's a 5'8" junior out of Napa, Idaho. Down court, it's Carly Tate. Her shot off the glass, not good, but Elpida Valle gets the personal foul. That's 3 quick fouls, Joe.
Very quick, and Western at least hacking the rim, and that's what you need to do. Tate having a tough night offensively, yet to score inside, outside. Let's get a field goal to go down. She was 0 for 4 in the first half, and her shooting woes continue. Sometimes, you see that great release she's got right there. Sometimes you get to the line, and that gets your stroke getting back in there.
Her first point of the ball game comes from the free throw line. Carly Tate's second free throw also good. Didn't she have 16 in the first half last night?
And she was completely on fire. It was similar shots that she had tonight. And here's Western coming out in the half-court trap.
And the basketball now comes into the front court. Hazlett against Dickerson out near half court. Playing catch, Kyla Harris. Shot clock down to 14. The long 3 out, in and out, not good. Rebound to Hazlett. They wanted to travel on Valle, didn't get it, but Foot will be on the dribble against Epler, and Epler's going to be called for the hand check.
Hand check by Epler. I'm watching both benches right now, Bruce, and the Western girls very relaxed on the bench. The LC girls can't sit down. They're standing up the whole time. They got a lot more energy tonight than Western. Western's got to be careful at this point because I'm looking for an LC run.
And the Lady Warriors will have the basketball. Hazlett on the baseline will come back out now to Valle. Amy Flagg has just checked back in. She goes baseline. The jumper is an air ball by Kendra West. And Jill Feller there for the Bulldogs of Western Montana.
That's a good switch up defensively. LC a little confused against that trap.
Tate goes inside. Bobby Scher spins and drops it in. Joe, that reminded me of you taking it to the basket.
That was Katarina Witt in the 1980, what was it, 86 Olympics?
She's got 14. Shot up off the glass and good this time by Kendra West. She's got 4.5, 10 in the ball game.
Every time Western scores, the Lady Warriors come right back and answer.
Amy Flagg now goes cross court to Hazlett. Long 3-point jump shot is good. This time by Kyla Harris. She has 9. And the lead is 8, the largest of the ball game for the Lady Warriors. Epler will bring the ball into the front court against Amy Flagg. Nice pass inside to Bobby Scher from Carly Tate. She gets her shot blocked.
Super backside help. Coming down was Harris, and they had the nice trap on Tate. Or excuse me, on Scher.
Another 3-pointer, not good this time by Harris. And Feller with another rebound. Kevin Englert fairly calm and cool on the sideline tonight for the Bulldogs of Western Montana.
His nickname to his buddies is the nonchalant one.
Brian Larson with the personal foul call. That one's going to go against Bobby Scher. That's her second personal foul.
Bruce, the thing that's going on down here is LC State's come down and they're popping the quick threes. And it's not allowing them to get that half-court pressure on. It's allowing Western to go down and get into their offense early and really run the offense. So by LC coming down and throwing up those threes right away. It's giving Western plenty of time to work.
Nice move inside by Jill Feller. We're going to make a correction. That last foul, it was on Kyla Harris, her second personal. Feller makes a nice move and doesn't finish.
Well, and it seems like that's the night Western's had. No confidence on the shot.
Feller makes the steal. The pass intended for Kendra West. And Epler now will bring the ball to the front court. Epler's been real quiet this evening.
I think you really got to credit LC's defense. They're so active in that zone. They move their feet so well. They contest shots. Great collapse right there. Good team defense. Nice help side.
There's the outside jumper by Bobby Scher that we've talked about. Tate gets the rebound. Dickerson's jumper from the left baseline is good. Anika Dickerson, her first 2 points, and the lead back down to 6 for the Lady Warriors. Valle and Hazlett playing catch outside. They go right baseline. The jumper is good by Kendra West. West has 12 points now. She's been a force in this one.
Great on the baseline. She's got 6 of those baseline points right there with the short little jumper. They're not coming out on her. They're not contesting her, so she says, I'll fill it up.
Free throw line to Bobby Scher, and the ball goes out of bounds off the hands of Kyla Harris. And with 14:59 left, we'll take a break. The PPL Montana scoreboard has the Lady Warriors of LC State on top in this Frontier Championship.
Babysit it till next year. I'll bring it back, I promise.
I'm taking the Manwich. You got the Swiss Miss, and Joe, you got the Chef Boyardee.
Right on, brother.
Hey, that makes us all happy. We all get something good there.
Hey, we'll just have a barbecue and have a little fun.
Hey, you know, if we all get together, we'd be good there.
And Joe, we got a championship coming up Saturday night.
Wow, that could be anybody's game. We have no idea who's going to be in that one.
The men's championship right here from the Butte Civic Center, 7 o'clock. All the teams will be here Thursday, Friday, and Saturday to see who will battle for that championship spot.
If you're in Butte, get out here and see this. The Frontier Conference NAIA basketball, it's very good basketball, very well played, great shooters, some fantastic players you'll see if you just come and spend a few bucks and sit here, have yourself a blue snow cone, maybe get one of these great hot dogs and nachos at the beautiful Butte Civic Center.
Hey, Joe, you might remember this. The Butte Civic Center was used by a coach at Montana Tech years ago. Calvin Sampson would play his games down here whenever there was a good shooting team from the outside because they didn't have the three-point circles down here. So there was no three-pointers. So whenever a team came to town that could shoot threes, they'd play at the Civic Center.
He should have used that against Texas the other night.
Yeah, he could have used something.
It didn't work. He's got a great team going at the University of Oklahoma.
One thing about this facility, though, it's difficult to shoot in if you're not used to it. And LC plays in what you'd really call a Cracker Jack box sort of gym. It's very small, very tight in there, and they're not having any problems coming in here and shooting this big arena.
That shot off the glass is up and good. Nice move there by Kyla Harris. Harris gets the basket, her 5th point of the half, 11 in the ball game. So between West and Harris, they've scored 11 points here of the 13 for LC State.
5 of 8 from the field for LC in the second half, only 2 of 8 for Western Montana.
Free throw not good. Bobby Scher there to get the rebound. And the lead back up to 9 now for the Lady Warriors, the largest of the ball game. Carly Tate to Dickerson. They haven't had much success from the outside. Just 2 field goals here in the first almost 6 minutes of the second half. Inside the pass goes to Roberts. Roberts just throws it back out, and Dickerson will fire up the bomb. She saw the shot clock winding down, and the ball will go out of bounds. And again, good defense.
And what did Coach Englert say going into the locker room? He said, we're not attacking the gaps. And that was the prime situation right there. The ball went from the point to the wing to the point to the wing. No one used the dribble to get inside and draw a defender to get someone open.
So the Lady Warriors with the basketball. Valle running the point now, and a whistle. 3 seconds on LC State, and the turnover number 10 in the ball game.
Hey, you know, Joe, how many times this year have we seen teams that won't attack a zone? They want to go around the outside. And the teams that attack the zone are successful. When you try to find the gaps, you find the soft spots. But Western hasn't done that. They've been more than happy to just whip it around the outside, waiting for something inside, and you're not going to score doing that. Especially with the shot clock.
Defensively, Western hasn't had a lot of aggression either. They only had 6 fouls in the first half. But that's really an indication that they're just not getting after it.
I think that personal foul is going to go against Amy Flagg.
Brian looks a little relaxed, maybe orbalized almost, huh? Couldn't sit down for too long.
God bless, will get the personal. her first. And the lead 9, and the basketball belonging to the Bulldogs, Lady Bulldogs of Western. University of Montana Western, the #1 seed. The Warriors of LC State, #2, coming into the tournament. Clegmeyer thought about the 3. Foot got there and changed that thought. Bobby Scher. Now to Taylor. Her baseline jumpers off the side of the backboard. They are just not in a flow tonight shooting the basketball.
Not at all. Very good closeouts, too, by the Lady Warriors. Just contesting every shot out there.
Long jumper by Jessica Foote, not good. Coleman knocked it around. And she's going to call timeout. That'll probably be at 30, so we'll keep things right here. So there you see the huddle of Coach Brian Orr in his 2nd season. Western came into this ball game 28-3 on the season. Very, very impressive.
They're getting outscored 13-7 here in the second half. Great energy, and if Western doesn't pick their energy up, you can really feel, even from the bench players, as we've noticed with LC, that they're going to have the ability to take a run here and maybe knock this one out.
We'll take a break, come back with LC State on top. I put you first across Montana and Wyoming. Big, wonderful Wyoming. And a turnover. Bobby Scher gets the steal. We were just talking during the break with Ron Davis, Joe, and it's very crucial now that Western maybe make a run.
They need to make a run. And look at how LC's packed their defense in, and then they come out and they extend. It's going to be difficult. You got to find someone to step up and be a leader out there and score some baskets.
Taylor now will swing it inside to Bobby Scher. She's banged around, no call, gets the rebound up and in. Bobby Scher, her first point, or second basket of the second half. She now has 16 in the ball game.
I think that might be your leader out there. What do you say?
They got to go to her. She's the one that's going to get them back in it. They trail now by 7. Coleman, baseline drive, a nice one at that, and it's off, not good. And with the rebound is Jessica Foote. A first-team All-Frontier Conference selection, Jessica Foote. Inside off the glass and good by Kyla Harris. She has 7 in the half, 13 in the game.
Talk about manufacturing shots right there. Good defense comes over. Jennifer Roberts right there on her on the backside, but Harris puts in a tough scoop shot.
She's had a couple of those this ball game. Dickerson now to Clegmeyer. She's a good 3-point shooter. Not this time, it's an air ball. Rebound to Taylor. Taylor to Bobby Scher, and she's going to be fouled by Coleman. That's going to be number 4 on Shanta Coleman.
Bobby Scher always very active inside. Just poor shooting tonight by Western Montana. And somebody who's played very good in this tournament, that's Hillary Taylor, comes away with that loose ball. Nice underscoop pass there to get it to Bobby.
First free throw good. Bobby Scher now 5 for 5 from the line, 17 points. Matter comes in along with Epler. There's Bobby Scher, the senior out of Harrison, Montana, the MVP in the Frontier Conference. She makes 2. We'll take a break. So 11:54 left. The lead is 7 for the Lady Warriors of LC State in this Frontier Championship. Those marshmallow lovers has a separate bag full of marshmallows for each cup, no sugar added, and fat-free. That's Swiss Miss.
How about Kyla Harris with the kick-the-can game on the Swiss Miss? Trying to get the ball to Bobby Scher is what the Bulldogs are going to have to do, and they've been successful the past couple times down as she's put quick 5 points on the board for Western Montana. University of Montana Western. They'll always be Western Montana to me, though.
You former Ore Diggers. And LC has the basketball and the lead and the foul. So that'll turn it back over, as that's turnover number 11 on the Lady Warriors. And against full court pressure once again. The lead is 7 for LC State. Checking back in is Kendra West, and she replaces Amy Sim. So right now on the court, Cobflesh, West, Harris, and the steal. This time it goes to Valle. And Jessica Foote on the baseline. She'll fire the long 3. It's not good. And the rebound pulled down by Jennifer Roberts.
As many weapons as Western has, as many good scorers, I'm amazed that they're not trying to score out of that full court 2-2-2.
They bring it down, they beat the press, and they set up the offense. That'll be a long 3 by Taylor. Her shot good. Hillary Taylor, her first points of the ball game. And Western now on a roll, a little bit back within 4. The lead was once 9. Foot against Epler. They look inside, this time to Kendra West. Her baseline jumper is partially blocked by Roberts. And here comes Western. Epler. And that is a technical foul on Brian Orr, and he is gone. I think Brian Larson had enough, and Brian Orr received his second technical foul and has been ejected from the ball game. He'll take either a spot in the stands or in the locker room.
That's definitely a game changer right there. Western doing a nice job of finally trying to push it up the floor. Good stop there. Everybody looks around and says, what's going on? Well, Coach Orr was just ejected from the game for his second technical.
Bobby Sure misses the first free throw. She'll have one more.
You know, you guys just hit it, though, when you said that's a game changer, Joe, because, you know, with Brian Orr out of the game, that gives Western that jump. Last time they had that, they were down 7-0, and they came back and got back in the lead. Here you go again.
So now if Bobby Sure gets the second free throw, the coach now becomes Breanne Kotlitz, who very wisely takes a 30.
Trying to regroup her team, calm them down. Now, Breanne, she ran this group for a long period of time as the point guard for LC, so now she's got to take over as the head coaching role.
We look across the stands and we see a guy that's at every basketball game in tournament, Dan Rush, with his family up from Bozeman to watch the game tonight. So Breanne Kotlitz will now be the head coach. That'd be fun, wouldn't it? But for the wrong reasons.
You're winning right now. It's only 3. Your momentum's going away. It's a little bit of pressure.
We see Sweet Kennison come out of the hallway. There we see Breanne Kotlitz, the former All-America guard for the Lady Warriors of LC State. State champion when she played at Bozeman High School for Coach Brad Rustin. Into the game comes Hazlett, who replaces Topflesh.
You know, the Brian Orr technical foul thing has been a problem all year long. Brian gets real tense during the game, and he's been hit with a few during the year. So when they were whistling for that technical, Sweet Kennison, the Frontier Conference Commissioner, came in right away to make sure everything was going to be all right.
Bobby Sure misses, but Jennifer Roberts puts it back in, and the Lady Bulldogs have scored 8 straight, and they trail by 1. The long 3 by Jessica Foot. She answers with the long 3, her second.
Different people react differently to tense situations. Jessica Foot, obviously, it didn't phase her in the least that her coach was kicked out of the game.
But I see a little bit more bounce in the step of the Lady Bulldogs of Western.
Both teams got a little pickup of energy.
Inside off the glass, not good as Roberts, but she's hammered.
And there is a crowd here tonight. I'm starting to hear them a little bit. Roberts with a great seal here inside. You see it right there. She puts the rump out. She receives it. Can't finish.
Personal foul is charged to Kyla Harris, her 3rd. And that's the 10th team foul. Maybe a key in this one with 10 minutes left. 2 free throws now every time they go to the line for the Bulldogs of Western as Roberts misses the first.
Western, a very good free throw shooting team on the season, about 72%. Starting fine.
And the second free throw is good. She now has 4 points. And the lead is 3 for the Lady Warriors of LC State out of Lewiston, Idaho. Long bus trip up here for the Warriors.
Look at the energy Alyssa Matters giving Western. Great job by Hillary right there, too. She's coming out. Good energy off the bench tonight for Western.
Foot now looks inside to Hazlett. Hazlett will bring it back out to Foot. Shot clock under 10 seconds. Long 3-pointer by West is not good. The rebound fought for, knocked out of bounds. And a foul's going to be called. That one, I think, is going to go against Bobby Sure. Her 3rd, 4th team foul.
The Aussies getting after it out there for LC.
Foot will be at the line to shoot 2. Corana Downs, Australia. Her first free throw is good. She's done a nice job. She answered the ejection of Brian Orr with a 3-pointer. That's a good way to do it.
Very good. She's also got 7 rebounds in the game at 5'7". Someone's forgetting to screen her out tonight. She's taking advantage of that.
And the second free throw also good. Nice job by Foot, the junior. 5'7" floor leader for the Lady Warriors. Carly Tate will bring the ball into the front court for Western. Game clock under 10 minutes now. They tried to get it to Bobby Sure. It goes out of bounds. And another turnover for the Lady Bulldogs.
You really got to give that pass a bounce pass. You got to get it down low when the post player's moving from high to low like that.
Valle, Elpida Valle, out of Nampa, Idaho, against Alyssa Matter, the sophomore from Havre. Foot now against Epler. Epler, just a freshman, had a good freshman season, leading the nation in assists. Foot swings it back out to Valle. Valle in the drive against Matter. Steps it inside, not good. Rebound, Bobby Schur. To Epler. Epler down court to Jill Feller, who's all by herself. Lays it up and in. And that's the first 2 points of the ball game for Jill Feller. And it brings her squad back within 3. Valle's done a nice job running the offense in the second half for LC State. The pass for the 3 is good by Kyla Harris. Her second 3 of the half. 10 in the half, 16 in the game. 5'11" senior out of Longmont, Colorado.
Every time LC answered. Western playing with a lot more energy now. Got their first real transition score. LC transitions very well. Tough to score on them.
Epler, the 3-pointer short off the front. Carly Tate does a nice job on the offensive board. Inside, Feller thought about going to the hoop, gets it back out, kicks it outside. The shot not good by Bobby Schur. The rebound is Jessica Foot. She's all over the court tonight. What's that, 9 rebounds, 8 or 9 rebounds tonight? Valle, they wanted to travel. That's the crowd. She goes to the floor, and it's going to be a jump ball, and the possession belongs to LC State. And Dickerson will come back in, but not before we take a break with 7:48 left on the PPL Montana scoreboard. There you see it. This is Frontier Championship action from Butte. Why does Manwich Original Sloppy Joe sauce taste so good? Because it's naturally thick and made with tomatoes, sweet onions, crisp bell peppers, and a special blend of spices and seasoning. Manwich. 3-point bomb by Hazlett's good.
The 3-pointer's been fantastic for LC. That's their 7th of the game, 7 of 21.
For this half, as Hazlett now with 8 points in the ball game. Those are her first points of the second half, and the lead back up to 9. It was just 1 moments ago. Now it's 9. Dickerson cross court, dangerous pass down on the Tate baseline. She gets pounded, no call. Gets her own rebound, and now the foul's going to be called. And this one is going to go against Elpida Valle.
Lady Warriors have done a great job backside help the entire night. Carly Tate receives it in the block right here, Bruce, and watch right soon. Kyla Harris is right on top of her. It's really a great play defensively. I love it as a no call because it could have been an offensive charge.
Very good no call. Tate will be at the line to shoot a pair. Carly Tate with just 2 points in the ball game, but she's now 2 out of 3 from the line. Western on the season as a team shoots 72% from the free throw line. She makes 1 out of 2. 3 points, and the lead now is down to 8. Valle into the front court. Game clock nearing the 7-minute mark left in this one. As we mentioned, the winner gets an automatic berth to the NAI Nationals in Tennessee in a couple weeks. March 25th through the 29th, exactly Jackson, Tennessee.
Valle called for the over the back that time. Blown opportunity inside, just weren't able to get it. Just off the rim with Kendra West, and there's the over the back. Western needs this right now. They need opportunities to score without that clock running.
Got to take advantage of the free throw line. They're going to shoot 2 all the way tonight. Dickerson at the line, she'll have a pair.
It's amazing when you're the assistant coach, you just have to sit there the whole time. Then you're the head, all of a sudden you got to stand up and walk the sidelines.
Dickerson on the season, 67% from the free throw line. Her first free throw is good. She has 4.
Be interesting to see if Western increases the tempo. Maybe some full court pressure, being down by 6.
And the second free throw also good.
No pressure. She's coming back, picking up.
Dickerson with 5. 51-45. There you see the lead for the Warriors. Hazlett now left side to Valle. Valle out top to Kyla Harris. Foot's been a standout here in the second half. Hazlett, shot clock down to 3. And the long three-pointer not good. That should be a shot clock violation. It didn't hit the rim. It just hit the net. And the turnover gives it back to University of Montana Western. Jill Feller will be the trigger to get it into Epler against full court pressure. Let's see how much time Joe has taken off the clock against this press.
The deal that they're doing is they're not attacking. They pull back out. Now we're down to 20 seconds, 19. There's the first entry pass into their offense at 17 seconds.
Feller, left side to Tate, back to Feller. Feller bounces it in, tried to force it by Kendra West, and West gets the steal.
That's the key word. Coach England said we're forcing things. Feller's got to shoot that shot, maybe a ball fake down, and shoot it from the top of the key.
Baye against Dickerson. Inside, the shot is short by Kyla Harris. The rebound to Bobby Scher. And here comes Epler into the front court quickly for Western. Dickerson tried to force it into Bobby Scher again, and the steal comes to Foot. Foot all the way down court to Carmen Tate. And that's going to be a jump ball. And we've spotted Brian Orr in the house. He's way upstairs, and that one almost brought him back onto the court.
They had a reversal of the call as they actually had one referee with the jump and one with the foul. The foul, they discussed it, and they decided it was a foul. So Foot going to the free throw line.
And Foot, a good free throw shooter. She's 2 for 2 tonight with 8 points. The Australian junior. Left-hander with a nice touch, puts it up and in.
Santa Coleman going to check back in for the Lady Warriors. If we watched Western this year, it's really uncharacteristic how they've moved the ball. They're holding it a lot offensively, and they're really telegraphing their passes. That last time down, Dickerson held that, looked right inside until 2 LC defenders got right in front of the person she's trying to get the ball to. Then she released it into the hands of an LC defender.
For one of 19 turnovers tonight for the Lady Bulldogs. Long three, Carly Tate, not good. Carly Tate a little bit off tonight shooting the basketball. And Coleman will bring the ball into the front court for LC State. Jessica Foot, they want to take some time off the clock on each possession now. Nice bounce pass from Foot. The baseline jumper falls off, not good, but the rebound pulled down by Kyla Harris. Those offensive boards will kill you when you're behind. Oh, they aren't great when you're ahead either.
There's really a lot of time left because of the shot clock in this. Warriors have to be careful. They need to keep attacking. They only lead by 7, which is just a couple of three-point shots here.
Shot clock under 10. Hazlett, baseline to Harris. Harris will drive in, her shot off the side of the backboard. Dickerson with the rebound to Epler. One-on-one against Foot. To Jill Feller, the trailer. Her shot up and good in the foul. Brianne Kotwitz now contemplating her next move. Feller gets the basket. She has 4, and she'll have a chance at a three-point play.
Feller squared up nice and got the nice finish inside. That's what she was looking for. She struggled tonight with some finishes.
Jill Feller on the season, having a pretty good year, the transfer, averaging 14.5 points a game, 64% from the free throw line. Kevin Inglet takes a little drink and a little break. He gets to sit down. Feller's three-point play completed. And it's a 4-point lead for the Lady Warriors of LC State. Coleman against Tate. 2 very good players, both honorable mention All-Frontier Conference. Coleman with 4 personal fouls to Harris. Her shot not good, forced a little bit, and the rebound comes down to the Lady Bulldogs.
Great ball defense that time by Carly Tate.
Inside the look to Feller. Her shot is blocked, and the rebound pulled down by Kyla Harris.
Shanta Coleman from behind.
With 4 fouls. Great defensive play by Coleman.
Sorry, folks.
Hazlett looking inside for West. Decides to bring it out top to Foot. Foot will drive all the way in, and she's going to be slapped by Carla Tate.
Help side D late tonight for Western, just not reacting to the dribble.
Carly Tate Gets the personal foul. That's her second.
You can see the help side defense right there, Bruce, just not sliding in.
At the free throw line, Jessica Foote. She bounces it around, couldn't get it to fall in. Foote now has missed 2 straight. 3 out of 5 from the line.
We used to call that cleaning the toilet seat, not getting paid when we were little.
And that's going to be a timeout as Foote makes the second. Under 4 left, 3:26 in the PPL Montana scoreboard. And the Lady Warriors of LC State on top over the Lady Bulldogs of the University of Montana Western.
Day 1, here's what you need. A can of Swiss Miss. You know, you get Swiss Miss in all different kind of flavors, Bruce. You can get the kind without sugar for guys that may be dealing with some diets or things of that nature, or maybe a diabetic. Hey, Swiss Miss, you get it, Bruce. I know you like that kind of. There's my favorite, the marshmallow. Get your Swiss Miss today.
I'm a Splenda.
Kind of guy. You like
that's
the
sweetener. That's
You're
Splenda.
a Splendor kind of guy.
All right, full court pressure now put up by LC State as they lead it by 5. Under 4 minutes left in this one in regulation. Epler will come into the front court against Jessica Foote. Nice job of ball handling there to Dickerson. The defensive switches, Joe, tonight have really been effective for the Lady Warriors.
LC help and recover so well. You see a trap in the corner. Dickerson has picked her dribble up and got herself in trouble quite often.
Bobby Scher on the baseline against Coleman. She's got to be careful with 4 fouls, but Scher's called for the travel.
No, one thing, guys, that I've been noticing here is none of the Bulldogs are catching the ball in that triple threat position. They're catching the ball where they can't shoot from the position. They're open, but by the time they get the ball spun around, it's too late.
Tate going to get whistled for a foul on the penetration.
Harvey Tate. There's Kevin England, not particularly happy about the call, but a good call. It'll be 1-1. And at the free throw line, it'll be a shot to Coleman.
You know, you're right, Ron. You really need to get into that crouch position and protect that ball when you receive it. Make yourself a player. Western not doing that. They're not a threat out there to score.
Coleman at the free throw line. Tonight, Coleman 2 for 2 from the line, has a total of 5 points. Her first free throw good. She earns the second. Lots of turnovers, Joe, in this one.
19 for Western, LC with 13. LC's really cut it back here in the second half, though, taking pretty good care of that pumpkin.
And Coleman misses the second free throw. Jill Feller there for the rebound for the Lady Bulldogs of Western. Tate, right side to Epler. Packing it in inside. They're going to need to hit a couple from the outside to loosen things up. Dickerson will fire the 3, not good. Coleman there with the rebound.
Shooting is so much about confidence, and Western struggling with confidence shooting the ball tonight.
Coleman out near the half-court line to Hazlett. Good defensive pressure there by Tate. Coleman's really the only athlete to take it to the basket for LC State, as Coleman almost had the offensive board, but Bobby Scher is there to pick it up. Scher to Epler. Epler will hold things up. It was 1-on-3. Now runs into Coleman. Every time Western turns around, they're double teamed. Great defensive effort tonight. Dickerson, her 3, again not good. Off the top of glass. Feller there with a nice job for the offensive board. Epler's shot is an air ball, out of bounds. You know that's going to be saved in by Coleman. Just not good shooting tonight.
Confidence gone right now.
You know, this late in the game, you got to go to your winner. You got to go to Bobby Scher. You got to let her get the shot, make her a shot, get a screen for her, and make something happen. Nobody really wants to shoot the ball for Western.
And the personal foul will walk down court. And I believe that'll be Kyla Harris going to the line. She's fouled by Bobby Scher.
Kind of a panic time right now for Western. You really got to give the Lady Warriors a lot of credit defensively, because they know they want Dickerson shooting tonight. For whatever reason from the start, Dickerson's had open shots and she's missed them. And she's usually a very potent shooter, but they're allowing her to get that shot.
Free throw not good, this time by Kyla Harris. Her second miss from the line. And Epler now will bring the ball into the front court. 1:25 left. You see it on the scoreboard. Feller up and good. Jill Feller had a good second half with 7. And a timeout is called by Kevin England. Let's wait. It's going to be just a 30. We're going to keep things right here. Ron Davis will try to have a chance to talk with the winning coach tonight, maybe a couple players. And The Holiday Inn Express is where the Omega crew chooses to stay when they're in the beautiful city of Butte, Montana. The Holiday Inn Express Parkside. Joe, it's just a beautiful place. Has a Denny's right next to it. You can get biscuits and gravy when you wake up. Look at that. You got your own couch.
Wonderful view. You got the great view of the baseball park there. You got the view of the river. It's a place to stay when you're in Butte.
I just saw a view of the restaurant and the television is what I just saw. So when you're there and you look out that window, you have a great, you know, what's nice about the Holiday Inn Express is the people. The people you meet when you come in there, they take care of you, and you are the most important person to them, the customer. That's the Holiday Inn Express Parkside right here in Butte, Montana.
One of the few buckets where backside help wasn't there for LC tonight, and Jill Feller made him pay.
And the lead is down to 4, lots of time left. As Hazelton will bring the ball into the front court. Is it time to foul, Joe?
I think so.
Hazlett now, and she's going to be grabbed by Epler. I've never been one for anybody to just commit a foul. I say, hey, go for the steal. You get a chance to get it. Who knows what's going to happen?
Well, when you got the shot clock, the 30-second shot clock, I think I'd agree with you in that sense. In high school, where there is no shot clock and you're in a situation like that, you're going to have to foul them anyway if they get any sort of ball handling ability. So might as well foul them quick and then keep that shot, that time on the clock a little bit longer.
Taylor back in, Feller out. Hazlett will be at the line for LC State. Hazlett, a good free throw shooter, has 8 points in the ball game, and this will be her first time there tonight. First free throw short, Bobby Sure. You've got to make free throws.
Last year, LC missed free throws in the championship game, and it cost them.
Harley Tate. To Taylor. Taylor bounces in to Bobby Sure. Sure off the glass and in. 9.5, 21 in the game. And Kevin England takes the 30-second timeout. And the lead down to 2.
Now, Ron said they needed to go to Sure. 17 rebounds, 21 points, and just stay in the way as Kendra West. She does not want to commit a personal and give Bobby a chance to get a three-point play. You do not have to foul right now, Bruce. With the 48.2, you got a 30-second shot clock. Like you were saying, you can come out and you can apply some pressure because it's not going to hurt you that much.
But Joe, you know, Joe, if you are going to foul, they'll foul right away. Because last time they let about 15, 18 seconds off the clock before they fouled. If you're going to do that foul, foul them immediately.
First time we've seen full court pressure by Western. Looks like it's man-to-man.
48.2 seconds left. The inbounds pass comes to Hazlett. I've always been one, too, that if you're going to foul somebody, foul the person who just missed one. Because they're going to be thinking about that one they just missed. Hazlett against Epler. Shot clock down to 16. Coleman back to Hazlett.
Western dangerous right now. They're extending really far. Now they sink back and give themselves some help side.
Foot drives the baseline, puts it up off the glass, and a whistle and a foul. That personal foul is going to go against Tate, and that'll be 2 free throws for Jessica Foot.
You'd be the judge right here. You get penetration by Foot on the baseline. Tate coming over, and wow, I don't know. Tough call.
Jessica Foot will shoot a couple as the Australian junior will go back to the line. Good free throw shooter. 5 out of 8 tonight, or 6 out of 8, excuse me. And the free throw good. Both teams now in the double bonus. The lead back to 3 with 21.9 seconds. This is a big free throw for Jessica Foot. And she knocks it down. Sure, they have to score quickly and commit a foul. Three-pointer, Epler bounces around, not good. And if the ball goes out of bounds, I believe it'll stay with Western with 9.5 seconds left. Kevin England wants a 30-second timeout. What was his nickname again?
The nonchalant one. Going to set up a play here for the last 9.5 seconds.
And they've stretched it to a 3. As there you see Kevin England with his assistant coaches. Joe Feller's going to come back in. Crowd getting off their feet, Joe. Little Cotton Eye Joe.
At this point, Bruce, I don't know if you really need a three-point attempt. A three would be great, but a 2 and a foul would put you kind of in the same situation of hoping that someone would miss a free throw if you're Western Montana. Right now, if you're LC, boy, you don't want to foul. Someone like a Bobby Schurer inside. That's where I'm going. Hey, nice shirt.
That looks like a gift from Ron Davis. Oh, we've got some great fans here. Some of the younger, maybe some future Lady Bulldogs or Lady Warriors.
Actually, this is a group of young ladies from Anaconda, Montana. They're a basketball team that will be playing here in Butte this weekend, but their coach brought them over to watch this game tonight. That's the ladies you saw, a group of grade schoolers from Anaconda, Montana.
And they're having lots of fun. And the crowd on their feet now here in the Civic Center. It'll be rocking Saturday night as well. And we're set to go. Epler will play the ball in. They go inside and lob it into Bobby Schurer. Her shot good, and she's fouled.
Just what you didn't want to do. Commit a foul on Bobby Schurer. Nice play set up, just a simple screen. Feller comes across the baseline and screens for sure. Pretty good screen by Feller right here. And they just get it up high for sure, and not what you want to happen if you're Brianne Kotwitz, the coach right now for LC.
Sure, with 23, 7 of 8 from the free throw line, has a chance to bring her squad back within 1. Free throw, Bobby Schuer's good. It's a 1-point game, and Kevin England takes, I believe, his final 30-second timeout.
Who do you foul, Bruce Parker?
Well, with 7.8 seconds left, you got to foul whoever gets the ball.
You foul the first person who touches it.
What you can try to do at this point, though, is try to funnel somebody that you want to foul, one of the weaker guards, too, and try to keep away a player out there that's a fantastic foul shooter.
Double up their best free throw shooter and let somebody loose so you can get too quick.
Now, where would you have been on that? Would you have been the one they funneled to get the ball, or would you have been the one they didn't want to get the ball?
I'd have been sitting at the end of the bench because all the poor free throw shooters are out of the game right now.
He'd be the guy in his street coats.
I've seen you stayed at a Holiday Inn Express, Joe. I've seen your free throw commercials.
That's right. I can teach you how to do it. I just can't make one.
Inbounds pass goes to Foot. She's going to be fouled.
And that's not who you wanted. Joe, going back to what you said, don't let her get free. Let somebody else. But, you notice only the ball handlers were at that end. Only the good shooters were down there. They had Harris and others. So it was big.
And Foot shot the free throws pretty well tonight. 6 out of 8. There you see Brianne Kotwitz has kind of been thrust into the role of the head coach with the ejection of Brian Orr.
I see Kevin England getting ready. The big thing is right here, even if she makes both of them, the Bulldogs have time for a three-pointer, and that's what they want. They can tie it up with a 3.
Foot puts her squad up by 2. There you see the excitement and the anticipation on the Warrior bench. Foot will have one more. Her next free throw bounces around, not good. Bobby Schurer gets it off to Matter. A 2-point basket will tie it. A 3 will win it. Carly Tate, her shot, good! Unbelievable! Deja vu for both teams. We saw it 3 years ago in Lewiston, Idaho, and we're going to take a look at this one, Joe.
First, a great screen out, and they push it up the floor fine. Matter panics a little bit here, but Tate, who struggled all night, Bruce, look at it.
Her only field goal of the ball game, a 3-pointer to win it. There you saw zeros on the clock when she got rid of it, and the victory and the championship belong to Kevin England and the Lady Bulldogs of Western Montana College. We're going to take a quick break and come back with Ron Davis courtside. There you see the final. It was a great one. The families from Plentywood to Dillon, from Missoula to Billings are saying thank goodness for Chef Boyardee, and the Western Bulldogs are saying thank goodness for Carly Tate and Bobby Schurer. Ron Davis.
Well, thank you very much. And, what a shot. Your only basket of the ball game. 1.3 seconds left to catch the ball when it goes through the net from 3-point range for the victory. There's 0.2 of a second on the clock. Have you ever hit a bigger bucket in your life?
No, definitely not.
What a game, boy. They played you tough.
Really tough. They came out and just attacked the whole time, and we were a little flat. We couldn't hit our shots, and our defense kept us in the game. We just never gave up, and it's been that way all year. our offense wasn't there. We just relied on our defense.
Well, we just watched it again as you were talking, and what a shot and what a great win for the Bulldogs.
Oh, man. I don't know. I'm speechless. I don't know.
Well, let's bring Bobby in here. She doesn't say much either, though. You guys are a great interview. Bobby, 24 points, MVP of the season again for Western and for the Frontier. Big, big night for you tonight.
Yeah, we came in. We knew it was going to be a battle. I mean, this goes way back when freshman year we did the same thing. So I'm sure Elsie will be out for us in the years to come. And
you see a little deja vu as Allison Burlingame that hit that one.
Told us good luck. She was with us, so.
You gotta love it. Now, getting ready for the national tournament, getting your team all fired up, ready to go?
Yeah, we are. We gotta just come out stronger in first half, and we'll do well.
Well, I want to tell you, congratulations on being MVP. You definitely been a great lot of fun to watch in all the games we've done, and we're so great. We'll see if we can get you another year, okay?
Yeah, okay, thanks.
Let's get Kevin Englund over here real quick. Kevin, this happened before with you guys in the Frontier Conference Championship. I think just a few years back down there, Jim.
Yeah, a little deeper shot, but same result and same ending, and I just can't say enough about these kids. We definitely didn't have one of our better games, and credit to LC. They took us out of things offensively. We really had a tough time, getting any flow off offensively, but, our defense came up big, and I really felt like if we could give ourselves a chance at the end, these kids have found a way to come through time and time again, and what a tremendous shot by Carly. I mean, only field goal she makes all night long. Didn't have one of her better games, but steps up and makes a huge shot to win the game. And Bobby Sure, what can you say about her? I think she had 20 rebounds, 24 points, and made the big three-point play down the stretch. And I thought down the stretch, the kids executed the game plan perfectly in terms of fouling, and fortunately LC missed some free throws to give us a chance, and we're just, pleased that we found a way to win it at the end. What a game.
Now, for you guys moving on to the national tournament from here, you come in after this win. This will give you a better seed going into the tournament by getting this win. You've been there before. What do you think is going to happen this time?
Well, the seeds come out tomorrow afternoon, and this win certainly shouldn't hurt us. The final rankings came out today, and we were number 10, so we expect to be seated somewhere right around there. Obviously last year we had a little better seed, but when you get down to the national tournament, everybody's a very good team and very deserving that they're there. So we just have to step up and play well. And this team is very capable. We know it's going to take a great effort back at nationals. We've had success back there. Our seniors, led by Carly and Bobby, have been there for this is their 4th straight year, and we want to go back there and make some noise and hopefully, play with confidence and just take one game at a time. But we're awfully excited to win a conference championship, especially on a night when we definitely weren't at our best.
Well, congratulations again, and thanks for a great season. Frontier Conference champions.
Okay, thanks a lot, Ron. Thanks for coming.
You'll be here on Saturday night cheering for the Bulldog men, right?
Let's hope so.
All right, thanks, Kevin. There you go, fellas, down here on the floor. It was a great finish for the Western Montana College Bulldogs. Have we seen this before, though? I mean, the pointer at the buzzer for the win. It's a big, big night tonight for the Bulldogs.
Boy, on a game, Joe and Ron, that started a little bit slow, and it wasn't a great shooting game. It had lots of excitement. And a shot like that to win the game, boy, what can you say about that? Carly Tate, a senior. You always want to have a senior and a person like that in your lineup because they're the type of person that can make that big shot.
Hey, great character. She just hung with it throughout the night. The thing that really hurt LC is they were 55% from the foul line. That hurt them throughout the season. They were last in the conference in foul shooting, and it really was a problem for them. They make their foul shots. They're probably in an overtime, but hey, Carly Tate in Western Montana, they got LC's number down the stretch here, don't they?
And they've beaten them twice this year by 1 point each ball game. So that says a lot for the rivalry between these two squads. That's win number 29. 29-3 now for Kevin Englund and his Lady Bulldogs of Western Montana College. A great season for LC State. They're now 23-9. I would guess both teams will be at the national tournament.
Yeah, especially with such a tight contest right here. In a neutral floor, Western comes away with the win, but LC, they might match up again in the national tournament.
And the goal for the Lady Bulldogs, as we heard earlier, was to get into the Final Four this year. And that could happen. And Ron Davis down courtside now. Ron, you take a look at it, and we're looking for maybe this kind of excitement Saturday night when we come right back here to the Civic Center.
Well, yeah, and it all starts Thursday night as we get Thursday days. There's 4 games on Thursday and runs right through to Saturday night for the championship. We'll have that here as well. And I'll tell you what, that's anybody's game as well. I mean, any one of these guys could walk away with the victory in that game on Saturday night. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to be happy to bring it to you right here on Omega. It's been a lot of fun all season long to bring great basketball games, and tonight was no exception, Bruce. This was a great basketball game.
It was a great game, and we hope you can join us on Saturday. We'll be on the air at 7 o'clock for the Men's Frontier Conference Championship. We don't know who the participants will be, but we should have a lot more excitement. On behalf of Ron Davis and Joe McClafferty and our stat man Ted Ackerman from the Civic Center in Butte, there you see the final, the champions of the Frontier Conference, the Lady Bulldogs of the University of Montana Western, with a last-second victory over the Lady Warriors of Lewis Clark State. We'll see you Saturday night right here on Omega Sports Productions. Thanks for joining us.
We'll see if we can get you another year, okay?
Okay, thanks.
Let's get Kevin England over here real quick. Kevin, this happened before with you guys in the Frontier Conference Championship. I think just a few years back down there, Jim.
Yeah, a little deeper shot, but same result and same ending, and I just can't say enough about these kids. We definitely didn't have one of our better games. A credit to LC. They took us out of things offensively. We really had a tough time, getting any flow off offensively, but, our defense came up big, and I really felt like if we could give ourselves a chance at the end, these kids have found a way to come through time and time again, and what a tremendous shot by Cardi. I mean, only field goal she makes all night long. Didn't have one of her better games, but steps up and makes a huge shot to win the game. And Bobby Scher, what can you say about her? I think she had 20 rebounds, 24 points, and made the big three-point play down the stretch. And I thought down the stretch, the kids executed the game plan perfectly in terms of fouling, and fortunately LC missed some free throws to give us a chance, and we're just, pleased that we found a way to win it at the end. What a game.
Now, for you guys moving on to the national tournament from here, you come in after this win. This will give you a better seed going into the tournament by getting this win. You've been there before. What do you think is going to happen this time?
Well, the seeds come out tomorrow afternoon, and this win certainly shouldn't hurt us. The final rankings came out today, and we were number 10, so we expected to be seated somewhere right around there. Obviously last year we had a little better seed, but when you get down to the national tournaments, everybody's a very good team and very deserving that they're there. So we just have to step up and play well. And this team is very capable. We know it's going to take a great effort back at Nationals. We've had success back there. Our seniors, led by Carly and Bobby, have been there for this is their 4th straight year. And we want to go back there and make some noise and hopefully, you know, play with confidence and just take one game at a time. But we're awfully excited to win a conference championship, especially on a night when, you know, we definitely weren't at our best.
Well, congratulations again, and thanks for a great season. Frontier Conference champions.
Okay, thanks a lot, Ron. Thanks for coming.
You'll be here on Saturday night cheering for the Bulldog men, right?
Let's hope so.
All right, thanks, Kevin. There you go, fellas, down here on the floor. It was a great finish for the Western Montana College Bulldogs. Have we seen this before, though? I mean, the pointer at the buzzer for the win. It's a big, big night tonight for the Bulldogs.
Boy, on a game, Joe and Ron, that started a little bit slow, and it wasn't a great shooting game. It had lots of excitement. And a shot like that to win the game, boy, what can you say about that? Carly Tate, a senior. You always want to have a senior and a person like that in your lineup because they're the type of person that can make that big shot.
Hey, great character. She just hung with it throughout the night. Thing that really hurt LC is they were 55% from the foul line. That hurt them throughout the season. They were last in the conference in foul shooting, and it really was a problem for them. They make their foul shots. They're probably in an overtime, but hey, Carly Tate in Western Montana, they got LC's number down the stretch here, don't they?
And they've beaten them twice this year by 1 point each ball game. So that says a lot for the rivalry between these two squads. That's win number 29, 29-3 now for Kevin Englund and his Lady Bulldogs of Western Montana College. A great season for LC State. They're now 23-9. I would guess both teams will be at the national tournament.
Yeah, I especially with such a tight contest right here. In a neutral floor, Western comes away with the win, but LC, they might match up again in the national tournament.
And the goal for the Lady Bulldogs, as we heard earlier, was to get into the Final Four this year. And that could happen. And Ron Davis down courtside now. Ron, you take a look at it, and we're looking for maybe this kind of excitement Saturday night when we come right back here to the Civic Center.
Well, yeah, and it all starts Thursday night as we get Thursday days. There's 4 games on Thursday and runs right through to Saturday night for the championship. We'll have that here as well. And I'll tell you what, that's anybody's game as well. I mean, any one of these guys could walk away with the victory in that game on Saturday night. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to be happy to bring it to you right here on Omega. It's been a lot of fun all season long to bring great basketball games, and tonight was no exception, Bruce. This was a great basketball game.
It was a great game, and we hope you can join us on Saturday. We'll be on the air at 7 o'clock for the Men's Frontier Conference Championship. We don't know who the participants will be, but we should have a lot more excitement. On behalf of Ron Davis and Joe McClafferty and our stat man Ted Ackerman from the Civic Center in Butte, there you see the final, the champions of the Frontier Conference, the Lady Bulldogs of the University of Montana Western, with a last-second victory over the Lady Warriors of Lewis Clark State. We'll see you Saturday night right here on Omega Sports Productions. Thanks for joining us.